morning!
Good morning.
Doing this really late this morning.
Happy Monday! We didn't feel like doing a vlog last night because neither one of us felt very good.
Yep.
So we're actually doing it the day of the upload. Oh my god, it's Monday morning. I hope y'all had a good Monday.
Good weekend.
Hope y'all have a great Monday.
And a good weekend.
Well,
the weekend's already over, so yeah.
Don't ask when we got lost.
Yeah.
I got lost.
I got lost too. Getting lost is our specialty.
You'll have to pardon the sniffling, we're both sick.
Yep. She's sick and I'm just annoying.
And pardon the wet hair as well because I just got out of the shower.
Don't mind my hair, it's just really long and messy.
Yeah, we're gonna cut its hair.
And shave my face.
We're gonna shave your bye-bye, say bye-bye.
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 So, there'll be a surprise for you the day after Christmas.
Yay!
It'll be something no one has seen in approximately
8 years.
8 or 9 years. Yeah, it's been a while.
You're gonna have a little baby face.
Yes, pretty much.
Nah, he looks really young without facial hair. I saw a picture.
So anyways, Kathy, what's our topic of the day?
Our topic of the day is hypochondriasis.
Or in other words, hypochondriac.
Yes, that is the technical term for a person who has hypochondriasis. It's also called hypochondria, and it's a somatic disorder, and it's also called illness anxiety disorder. Will you turn your head so they don't have to see your messy hair?
I'm sorry, you should not see my messy hair. I will sit here and stare at the camera.
So, the first thing I want to talk about with hypochondria, I have it, okay? I have hypochondriasis.
She does.
Oh, yeah, I do. And here's the main thing, the main myth about it. We are not faking illnesses. What it is basically our brain tricking us into thinking our illnesses are much worse than they actually are. Like, I'm getting better about it.
You are.
But, like, there would be a point where I would get a headache and I would convince myself that I had a brain tumor or that I was going to have a stroke. And it can reflect upon other people, too. Like him. Every time he gets the littlest bit of sickness, I'm like, oh my god, we got to get you to a doctor. We have to do this test and that test and make sure you're okay, and blah, 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 blah. It can also work against a person. Hi, Mom. It can work against a person by, well, basically I'll give you the example that it worked against me. I had appendicitis, and that was actually legitimate. I was in a lot of pain, but my brain went, okay, I have hypochondriasis. This is nothing important. It's just indigestion. I'll be fine. Well, by the time the pain got to the point that I got to the decided to go to the hospital, I was actually in so much pain that when me and my mom got to the hospital emergency room, I could not get out of the car. They had to have a nurse come and help me out of the car and into a wheelchair. And at first we were afraid that I had kidney stones because kidney stones run in the family pretty prevalently. So we went in thinking I had kidney stones. So he did an MRI of the area, and the doctor was like, well, I have good news and I have bad news. And I was like, oh my god. He said, the good news is you don't have kidney stones. The bad news is you do have hypochondriasis, or no, you do have appendicitis.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, if a doctor told you that, I'm scared of that doctor.
No, he said I have appendicitis. And my first reaction was I looked at my mom and I said, at least I wasn't being a hypochondriac this time. Because there's been so many times where I've gone to the hospital for no reason at all.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Hi, kitten. Can I have my clipboard?
Notebook.
That too. Can I have my binder? She's got her paw on my binder. She's like, no, it's mine. Honey, You're adorable as hell, but I need my binder. Give me the binder.
There
Anyway,
you go.
Yes! Let's make a mess. While we're at it. My trusty yellow binder of research. I try to research topics before we do videos on them. So, even though I already know a lot about some of these things, I still want to research and make sure I got my facts straight. Because, like I said, I'm not a doctor. He's not a doctor. We speak from experience, not from education.
We do, however, play doctor.
No, we don't. No. I don't know what you're doing when I'm not around, but it ain't, I don't know, but when we're around, okay.
See,
Here's some...
I say things like that just to screw with you.
Yeah, I know, and I don't screw with you.
It's abuse.
Abuse. Abuse, I'm abusing you. Come on, I have cerebral palsy and hypotonia. I couldn't abuse you if I tried.
I know.
Alright, here's some facts. Here's some fun facts about hypochondriasis. Like I said, it's also known as hypochondria. It is a psychosomatic disorder. Psychosomatic disorders are basically disorders that are psychological, but they have physical manifestations. And it's also called illness anxiety disorder, which I did not know that. I found that out in my research this morning. It can be a lifelong thing. You could be born with it. It could develop over your childhood, or it could develop into adulthood. But generally, it's a lifelong thing. Now, what happened with me was, when I was little, I was not a healthy kid. When I was born, like I said, with cerebral palsy and hypotonia. I had to go into a lot of physical therapy, occupational therapy, I had to do all that. I was also born with a rare disorder called pyloric stenosis, which is basically when the valve between your stomach and your intestines is fused shut, so you can't digest any food. That had to be corrected by surgery. And then, one thing after another, basically turned me into, oh my god, every time I get a minor illness, something bad happens. And my brain turns that into every time I get a minor illness, something bad happens. And therefore, I developed hypochondriasis. Another myth, we're not doing it for attention. People think that we're just faking illness just to get attention. That's not how hypochondriasis works. Now, there are people who do that, who fake illnesses to get attention. But hypochondriacs, that's not our goal. It's tricky, but it's treatable with certain types of therapies, anti-anxiety medication, and SSRI antidepressants. Oh, here she goes. Here she goes. Here she goes. She's gonna run. Or not. She crouched down and did the butt wiggle thing, which means that usually means she's gonna run. What are you doing? What are you doing? Our cat, I swear.
Going in the window.
Yeah, going in the window. Block all the natural light. We don't need it. Anyway.
It burns.
It can have some physical effects on the body. Just like any other depression or mental illness, it can cause body-wide pain, it can cause headaches, it can cause fatigue, it can really mess with your immune system, it can weaken your resources, and I'm getting a bright light right in my face, so. Look, I'm an angel! Oh! Let's see. One symptom of hypochondriasis is a constant fear. Not just an every once in a while fear, a constant, everyday fear that you're going to catch something. And you also have a tendency to, if you read a pamphlet, or you see a news report, or you read an article about it, or a book about it, you will convince yourself that you have whatever you're reading about, or watching.
That's why I try to prevent her from reading books and reading pamphlets and yeah.
You never stopped me from reading a pamphlet.
Yeah, I have.
When?
I don't know.
Anyway. For example, with me, I mean, if somebody coughs in my direction, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to catch whatever they're coughing from. If I see somebody sneeze, if I see, whatever. Another example of what this can do to you, I don't do this anymore, but I used to go on a lot of road trips, and I would make myself a public bathroom kit. And in the kit, I would have a roll or two of my toilet paper. I would have a can of Lysol spray. I would have my own hand drying towel and my own soap. I would always, of course, carry pads with me in case I get a period. Because way back then I couldn't predict my periods because I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I still sort of have it, but the masses have been absorbed into my body, so now I'm ovulating like regular. I still have it though, but yeah. Anyway, let's see, some more physical manifestations. It can make you dizzy. It can make you anxious. You can even go as far as to have panic attacks. There was one point where I had a spell of it that was so bad that I had myself convinced that if I fell asleep, I would die in my sleep. I had no reason why. No doctors told me anything like that. Not even my voices were telling me that. I just had it somehow convinced that if I fell asleep, I would die. So I stayed awake and I stayed awake and I stayed awake basically until my body said, no, we're going to sleep. Anyway, during that time, one time I was at Red Lobster with my ex-husband and his mom, and my brain convinced myself I was having a stroke because I saw like a couple of flashing lights. I still don't know where the flashing lights came from. They might have actually been a hallucination, or they might have been like traffic driving by the window that we were sitting at. It could have been anything, but needless to say, I panicked. They called an ambulance, took me to the emergency room, did all the tests, found nothing wrong, and then once the doctor told me that there was nothing wrong, I felt better. Sometimes that's all we need. We just need a doctor or professional to say, hey, you're okay. But sometimes not even that works. It can be very similar to obsessive compulsive disorder because they're both anxiety disorders. And like my OCD-ish type of behavior was that bathroom kit. That's something that somebody with OCD would normally would do. Not everybody with OCD, but some people would.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can say something.
The whole travel bathroom kit
Uh-huh.
actually is a good idea. Have you seen Turnpike bathrooms?
Right.
Because,
Exactly.
ew.
Yeah. And I was so scared of catching something that I made that kit.
Because half the time they're out of toilet paper, or...
And I brought my own toilet paper.
Yeah.
And plus that way if they had that really crappy toilet paper that I hated, I could still use mine.
Which you're guaranteed they do.
Oh yeah.
They got like 1 ply, half ply paper.
It's like wiping
sandpaper.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Ah!
My poor butt.
And so, yeah. Oh boy. What was I saying? Okay, the intrusive thoughts that you get in your head with hypochondriasis can mimic or even cause mild OCD. It can cause people to wash their hands 20-something times a day until they're bleeding because they're so dried out. I used to be like that. Let's see. Yeah, I still get. I won't use a porta potty. I will hold it.
Hell no.
I will hold it forever if I have to. I will not step foot in a porta potty because ugh.
You know my rule of thumb in that case?
What?
I'll just not go.
Exactly. I will hold it.
I will not go to the place where there's a risk of a porta potty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will not risk it.
And we can have obsessive worrying about getting an illness or even dying, like I had that one spell where I thought I was going to die if I fell asleep. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it. Do you have anything to say about hypochondriasis?
It messes with your partner, honestly.
You mean it messes with you?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, because it makes you think you're sick, which makes me worry, because then I have to worry about...
Is it real or is she being a hypochondriac?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I mentioned, it can work against you.
Yeah.
Like with the appendectomy. Sorry, thirsty. Dry mouth, gotta love winter.
Yep.
So really, that's about all I've got.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Alright. How has it affected you that, to have a fiance with hypochondriasis? Admit it annoys the hell out of you sometimes.
Sometimes it does, yeah. I'll admit to that. Sometimes it does.
You want to know something?
What?
You want to know a secret?
What?
I have a secret.
What's your secret?
It annoys me too. Because like I said, like with the appendicitis, I was like, it's just freaking indigestion. I'll be fine. Leave me alone. It's a cramp. I'm going to be fine.
And then you finally listen to me.
And I went to the hospital and I wasn't fine. I was far from it. So I had surgery. It was great. They had me on fentanyl. I was high as a kite the whole time. It was funny, the doctor put me on the fentanyl and he said it may cause a minor dizziness. Or maybe a head rush. No. No, that stuff makes you higher than a kite. It really did. And at one point after the fentanyl kicked in, after they gave me the IV of fentanyl, the doctor came back about 15, 20 minutes later. He's like, how's your pain now? I'm like, I'm in pain, but I'm too stoned to care.
Yep.
So, that was good stuff.
Yep.
Now I know why people get addicted to it. Oh.
Yep.
Don't worry, I have no cravings for fentanyl.
Yep.
I'm not going to be one of those people that fakes pain just to get some pain medication in the ER. That's called illegal.
Yeah.
A little bit. Little illegal.
Just a little bit.
Alright. If you guys have any questions about hypochondriasis, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow.
It's 8 days till Christmas. Bye.
Bye.